Before I begin this video, I would just like to point out that I am still learning video editing. I am absolutely horrible at it. Total dog shit. This is just an after edit sound clip I wanted to put in to try and take up a little bit of space at the start of the video before I actually start the main proper video. I do apologize. I hope it gets better. I really hope it does, and if it doesn't, I do apologize. Uh, but the nitty gritty will be up in the next 15 seconds or so of the video. Just a few photos of the completed Falcon to tide it over because I'm still learning how to properly edit. But in the meantime, I do apologize for this total shit show at the start of the video. So, should be starting any second now. Alright guys, thanks for hanging in there. Hey guys, how's it going? So, in this video I will be showing you my complete build of the LEGO Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon build. Now, I do apologize in advance. I didn't record myself doing the first three to four stages, I believe, from memory of this. At the time, I had recorded my previous Lego TIE Fighter build, and it was only an hour and a half, and it was my first time playing with the time-lapse features on iPhone, and I had a lot of fun with it. But when I'm building something of this scale, it wasn't something I was sure I wanted to do. But I did take photos that will be included in the video, and I will, as we go along the video, I will try and give a bit of commentary at each stage. I don't want to ramble on too much because that can get very boring very quickly, but I'll simply give a little bit of commentary here and there, a couple of facts about the build and the stages I did it in. It took me 38 hours to do this build, and there are lessons I learned while doing this build, which is obviously separating your pieces from the bags, as you'll see in the first few stages. My very smooth brain didn't pick up on the time-saving ability in doing so. So let's get started. So the first few pictures are from stage 1, stage 2, 3, I believe. I just took a quick few snaps of each stage I was doing it in. And the build itself is quite complex. I believe it's ages 16 and up. So it's not for the faint of heart. So this first stage here is me building, I believe that's stage 5. Yes. So that was the first time lapse I was doing of the build, and I will let you just watch that. Alright, this next stage is stage 6, having just completed the back of the Falcon with the engine tubing. I thought that was a cool little feature. I had a bit of problems with the back plating in regards to where the engine sits, the engine tubing sits, but my smooth brain didn't notice there were a couple little hooks on a couple of the pieces that actually help it attach. So here we have, I believe this is midway stage 6, so this is the front panels, well, the front of the frame, I guess you could say. And I will just let this play. Again, guys, there will be quite a number of time-lapse segments of this video. That is what the intended purpose of this video is, to show the build in real time. If that makes sense, real time, something like that. So feel free to skip ahead at each one, but I feel each step shows you how much goes into it when I'm recording the time lapses and putting it together. So we have two photos here, just a quick update of the steps. So I believe I'm on to step 6 or 7 in this clip. I could be wrong. Might still be 6, I'm not sure. But this is I believe the under panels for the front of the ship, I believe. These are pretty easy to make, one of the more simple steps. So you can see, yeah, the under paneling. Pretty easy step. That's a pretty easy step, to be honest. next step, I believe, is the under paneling for the. Let's play this out. Let's see. It's either the under paneling at the back or the front. Can't quite remember. As I said, I'm no video editing expert by any means. This is my first time working with proper editing software at this length of video. So any tips to improve, please let me know, because I am a complete novice at this. Yeah, okay, so this was the front of the side panels there and the back panels you can see at the bottom. And the under paneling as well. Now, as you can see, the book itself is quite large, the instruction book. I believe it's something like 470, 80 pages long with several steps per page. It's a very, very easy book to understand. Each page gives you the exact amount of pieces you require and the order to place them in. Sometimes you have to look at the previous picture and then the new step just to figure out a couple little pieces here and there, but it's really easy to follow. So if you have worries about, oh, it might be too complex for me, it's really not. I am not a very smart guy, but this is quite easy. Anybody can do this and would probably be able to do it a lot faster than I could. So I believe this is the top paneling for the front of the ship. Again, this is pretty much a very similar mirror of the under paneling for the front. So I'll just let this play out. Now, as we move along to, I believe this is step 10. Yeah, I started to get excited here because, as you can see, for each step, the ship begins to take shape, and especially when those panels came in from stage 8 and 9, it was exciting me. I was making progress. It felt like for the first few stages, you're sitting there and you're building this thing, and you're going, "Oh my God, this is 7,500 pieces. This is never going to end." And you start to see the ship take shape, and you get more and more excited, and you get a bigger drive. Like, I want to keep going. I just want to get this done. But remember to try and take frequent breaks when you're doing builds this big. You can burn yourself out a little bit on this. I know I did. There's a couple of days there I was just feeling tired, not wanting to do this. But I believe this is the middle of the bottom turret of the ship, so that fits in. Yep, here's some pictures here. Just slides in. Yep, there it is there. Cool little feature. That cannon, beware, is a pain in the ass to put back on if it falls off underneath. Alright, I believe I am making the side. Yes, the middle side portions for the ship. I think they're the docking ports, I believe. One of them, I believe it's the right side of the ship has the gangway to enter the ship, which is a cool little feature. You can actually drop it down and you can see that at the end of the video. I do apologize. A lot of the, the time lapses here is me reading and then obviously finding out which pieces and looking through the containers, but I've sped up a lot as the build went and separating the pieces in the containers. Now we're on to that was stage 11 completed. Now we're on to stage 12. Now, yeah, here's the back of the ship, the paneling. That's incorporated in stage 12, I believe. As this back paneling was going on, I became much more excited because, as I said before, you see the ship taking shape, but now you're really getting into the nitty-gritty outside of it. And the level of detail they put into this build is insane. It's very good value for money. The build itself, I should have mentioned it previously, costs between 1250 to 1300 Australian. This was the last build they had in the shop of this particular model. If you're a true Star Wars enthusiast, I would definitely recommend buying it. Just the level of detail is amazing. And once you see the completed product, it blows you away. It is quite heavy as far as Lego pieces go, considering how many there are. And let's see, I am building, I believe, another panel for the back at the moment. That looks about right. You'd think I'd remember this crap off by heart, but there's so many steps to this. Ah, it was the front paneling of the ship, right. So that's your center front with the, kind of looks like a little bird when you built that section. A lot of the top sections of the ship, like the shell, the outer shell, are not properly fixed. They sit, you know, in a good shape and whatnot, but they're not fixed because you can fortunately take apart the outer shells and you can look inside for all the intrinsic work you did for each room. So that's the front of the paneling of the ship completed. I believe this is just more work on the outer paneling. No, this is one of the side dock ports for the ship. So this just clips on to the outside of the those couple long pieces that I built before that sit on the outside, outside of the ship. Yep, there you go. Some photos here. All right. Now I believe this is stage 13 or 14. Forgive me for that. What am I building here? I believe this is the cockpit. Yes, so this is the cockpit for the Falcon. Always thought it was strange how the cockpit's on the very edge of the ship. This part is a little bit finicky, just getting all the parts. And you got to make sure you're keeping tally of all the pieces you're using, because there are times where you might have a darker piece when you should have used a lighter piece, and you've probably seen me do it a couple of times. I've gone back and had to figure out which piece was which. Piece by piece, clipping it in. So those pieces there use little claw hooks. So it's quite easy, they just stick together. I stuffed it up a couple times and putting them back to front, like should have been one way if not the other. Again, novice Lego builder here. Now we're getting into the final stages. I believe this is stage 15, 16. No, this would be stage 16. And we're progressing to the final stages of the ship. So that'll be your center upper turret and the back middle paneling. That's what you can see, those large large triangular pieces there. I found this to be quite a therapeutic experience. There are times where I was sort of just burnt out, as I previously mentioned. But as far as the process is, it's very relaxing. So you can see here, stage 16, the ship's almost completed. And we're on to stage 17, the very final stages. This middle turret is painful. If you're not paying attention, I had to start it again because I wasn't paying attention to a couple of pieces. As long as you're following step by step and reading carefully, especially this part here, you'll be just fine. You probably won't make the same mistakes I did. And you build your little turret, put it on top of the glass window section there. There's a lot of pieces that go into the turret sections. The physical turret, no, but the turret housing itself. And then this just sits on the top of the ship, just like that, just slides in. Now this is just the satellite and or deflector shield you can build. This build is based off Empire Strikes Back, so when they're landed in the asteroid field, so you can see there's the satellite dish, and then there's, I believe there's the deflector shield segment of it. Correct me if I'm wrong, I do apologize. I need to double check what pieces they are. So right here I'm just building the front pieces of the ship that click on right to the front. There it is. And I believe I'm just fixing up the last few segments. Yep, so I just got the informational plate and the pieces for the characters. I had to go back and double check a couple of the pieces. They don't tell you how to build the little bat creatures. I can't remember what they're called. But here goes the final stages of it. And just a video of the completed build. I believe that's the deflector shield. I prefer the satellite dish on top of the Falcon, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. You might like it another way. So it is a beast of a build. I'm proud of myself. It did take me 38 hours, but that was over a series of days. And it is quite something to behold. Once you've completed it, you feel this extreme sense of satisfaction. And then you feel a sense of anxiety because you don't want to drop it. So you want to get it somewhere nice and sturdy. There's a little gangplank there, little gangway. Nice little addition there. So you want to get it somewhere nice and safe. Like me, I have cats, so I'm terrified they'll break it. You want to get maybe some perspex glass casing to display it, because the amount of work you put into it, you definitely don't want that hiding away. You want people to be able to see it. And here's just some final shots of the completed build. I do apologize for the length of the video, guys, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I do apologize for rambling as much as I have. So I hope you have a lovely day, and thank you very much.